competitors usually.
So you couldn't really ever have the car, or you
Right.
probably
You
wouldn't
really couldn't plan on it.
Right, because you'd be working a lot. And so you went to the movies a lot. Was there any like? Do you remember any like of your favorite movies, or kind of just like classics that stuck? Maybe I'll even know them, or movies that were popular. Was it just kind of like you went for the fun of it?
Yeah.
And did you know anyone, or kind of like were any of your friends in bands? Like a garage band type of thing? Or?
If they were, it was casual. I mean,
Yeah.
There wasn't anybody that was really...
Like some of your friends just maybe played instruments and...
Yeah.
What kind of instruments did they play?
I don't know. I think even Feely played something on drums or something.
That's cool.
But I don't...
Yeah. No one really had an actual one. What about celebrities?
Ago. Yeah. I didn't realize how long ago that was.
I probably wouldn't remember either. What about like...
You're talking 60s, something years ago.
Yeah.
60 years ago.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
It's funny how time goes. But, what about celebrities? Or you said on that show that you watch on Saturday nights, those performers that were there normally every weekend. So, like, do you remember any of those? Which ones those were?
If you see them on TV, you know.
You know them?
Yeah. But, I mean, really, I didn't.
But
my father was into them more than I was.
Yeah. Technology was kind of different back then. You weren't really as absorbed in it as you are now.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, you didn't even have boom boxes or something at the time. I mean, it came through a fast evolution. And as boom box came out, then you got into cassette tapes. And
yeah.
Cassette tapes came.
How old were you when that started coming?
I don't know. I was probably into high school when they started having the what was it in the car? The 8-track? What do they call that?
Yeah, the 8-track, I think.
Yeah.
That's called.
These hard plastic shells that you put into a thing.
Yeah. What about cassette players or anything? Or like, what are the ones? Walkmans or something? Or any portable like boom boxes or that type of thing?
Yeah, I never got involved with that anyway.
Yeah.
But, it's just...
they were around.
Yeah. But, it's like now even, the evolutions are happening faster. You can buy the thing and then it's almost so old.
Yeah. It happens so fast. It trends and it fades. Like you were saying before, you remembered the boombox and everything was invented, but were there any kind of, just in general, technology inventions or fairly new technology when you were...
Well, the TV was new.
Right.
In the younger years.
That was invented, I don't know what year, but you got one when you were in elementary school probably, or you said like 10 years old.
Yeah. And the Army went through the super hit. They call it, it's very, the radio,
Transistors were basic hit, I think started coming out in the late 50s, like 57, 58. So yeah, probably the first couple of 60, 64. Sorry, just...
Yeah.
No, it's fine.
But tubes were something.
What was that?
See, don't you know what tubes are? Yeah, they used to have tubes before transitions, before the transistors,
radios.
And they'd be in the TV, and the radios. The radios would have they'd be big, and these things give off a lot of heat.
Mm-hmm.
And the tubes be in there. That's where your TV was big. TV died. You had the guy coming. He had this big box with a million tubes.
Yep.
Because usually a tube that goes, those little tubes are in there. They just amplify the signal through it.
Oh. But they were still fuzzy, obviously. And...
Well, they consume so much power and everything. It's really the transistors.
But it's amazing about the size. They required more maintenance back then, but TVs now versus back then, they're probably... The screen, what, like this big? Or
First screen.
Yeah,
something
and then-
like that. Yeah.
did you ever have a bigger screen when you were still living in that house with your family, or was that later on in life?
No, we got when we got to Arlington. I mean, like I say, generations go fast. But the circular one was sort of like probably a follow-up to the oscilloscope.
Mm-hmm.
Where they could project an image. And the refrigerator would get the, freezer, inside the freezer compartment would be the freezer.
How big
but
was your
the rest
fridge?
The rest of it would be kept cold.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. That's true. Yeah, they had the one door.
You used to
And
have
the
a
freezer
little
on the
thing,
top.
a couple of ice cube trays,
Yeah.
and it slides in.
Yeah.
Was the freezer an actual freezer, or was it just an ice cube box that you put
There was a
stuff
frozen section inside the fridge. He said
in? Okay.
that's where all the cooling elements.
Was your
were.
fridge tiny?
It was a decent size.
I don't think they were, comparatively speaking. I don't think, but you didn't have all the pre-mix and pre-made stuff that you had. Today.
Yeah, it was more all home
And
cooking.
sodas and stuff. You just took a couple ice cubes and put them in it. You didn't necessarily keep them in there.
And I don't know if it was cost or what, but instead of buying a bed, my dad made a bed for him. That was handed down to me. It was like a 4-foot platform. As he did drawers in it, he was ahead of his time back then.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
My testifier was that one. I fell out of bed twice, hit my head,
That's
and then I
Pretty
got
high.
used to it. Then
that's.
you had that in Somerville, didn't you? That
Well, that's where they. That's where they had. I guess it was Joni then or someone. They had the extra girl, and the other girl came. Because I was in the room with a couple of the girls, and then they cleaned out the back room there, and I had a separate room then. With he made the bed
Oh, okay.
for there down Somerville.
Yeah, I often wondered how that was separate. I thought he just put like a sheet up there or something.
No, in the other room there was the girls. I mean, were on top of each other. There was two bunk beds. There was a bunk bed and a single bed.
So we moved to Somerville. We moved to Arlington with 4 bedrooms.
Yeah.
2 girls and
Versus, okay, so in Somerville you had how many bedrooms for
one.
kids?
Was it just the one, wasn't it?
There was the two and then a crib in their room.
What do you mean?
There was a crib that was in their room.
So
for
the kids'
for
room
the
and then-
infant. The infant.
I don't remember them having a separate bedroom. Wasn't it sort of like, it was like a dining room or something? Or?
Your parents
In
slept in the
Somerville?
dining
Yeah.
room?
Somerville?
Yeah, was it a separate room you close the door on?
Not really.
Yeah, that's why.
The bathroom, it was sort of like part of the thing. You'd go through there, and the bathroom would be here, and you'd go into the living room, and the bed would be over there.
Mm-hmm.
And
And then you had
Dad's
one room for
party
the
would
kids.
be in there at about 1 o'clock or something on Sunday.
Yeah, God forbid you wake him up like the sleeping bear coming out of the So it was a cramped quarters in Somerville, right? So they moved to Arlington, and they all spread out a little bit. 2 girls in one room. They had like their own little porch there,
Mhm.
and the other 2 in
Wow.
another room. And then he gets his own single room there. Who's odd man out? They stuck me in a crib in their room. I was in the corner of their room.
Yeah.
Till my legs started growing out beyond the bars of the crib and down. And at night, my dad would just throw a sheet over my top.
Wait, I feel like there's.
Well, technology, like I say, you had the. I'm sure it was called 8-track. The audio and stuff, like the car and stuff in the car.
But
In the,
were you in the car that often? With your parents, probably.
Yeah.
Did you ever do like road trips?
Oh, yeah. Lake Pearl or some other place and just fall asleep and
Did you go with
And
them,
a
or was it more your
barbecue, yeah.
parents? Oh, that's fun.
and the radios were different in the car. They didn't have AM, FM. They just had the AM, and it's one of those ones that you pull the button. You push the thing for the. It'd be all mechanical. when you
Right.
hear
So
it
you
there.
had to.
And if you wanted to change the station, you turn it, and then you pull the button out and push it back in again to reset.
So it was pretty
Yeah,
manual.
it was like a tab on a typewriter.
Did they have a bunch of different stations, or is it?
Not really. It's just AM. I'm pretty sure when FM came out that they promised we weren't going to have any commercials, but then it got just as bad as anything else.
Got flooded with commercials. Wait. So,
Wonder what kind of camera they actually had when they took pictures like that.
oh, with that,
Yeah.
were cameras around?
Mm.
Did you ever use them?
My father
Like-
always
like were
took
they around your
pictures.
house, I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. My father always took pictures.
You never did. It was his camera.
Oh, his camera. There,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I